Welcome into Drew's Daily Diamond for Friday, November 29th, 2024. I am Drew Martin breaking down the slate of games. We got one early kick, two later kicks to get after, a little three-pack of college football. Nice little Friday card here, guys. It's kind of split Friday and Saturday. We will be back on Saturday and NFL Sunday. That's coming your way. Drew's Daily Diamond going free on the WagerTalk YouTube channel. Guys, let me know in the comments below where you agree, where you disagree, what your college football NFL picks are for this weekend. It helps out the algorithm growing the show. Smash that like button if you're liking the content. As we got first game up, 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on ESPNU. It's Miami of Ohio and Bowling Green. A little action here with Bowling Green minus 3-point home favorites. 39 being the total. This is coming to us from Perry Stadium, Bowling Green, Kentucky. Looks like 42 degrees and sunny projected here. Bowling Green comes in 7-4, 6-1 in the conference. An important game in the MAC conference because Miami of Ohio is also 7-4, 6-1 in the conference. I think Miami of Ohio is being a little bit disrespected here, guys. I know Bowling Green has a good team this year, but given a full field goal, a low total as well. I mean, both these defenses playing pretty well. I just think Miami of Ohio, winners of 6 straight, they actually beat the Ohio Bobcats, which if you've been watching the show, that Ohio team has been an absolute wagon, one that we've been betting a bunch. That is actually Ohio's only MAC loss this season. Their only MAC loss since like October of last year. This is a Miami of Ohio team that's hung tough with Cincinnati and Northwestern. They were within 2 scores of Notre Dame late in the third quarter. Head coach Chuck Martin, well-coached team. Brett Gabbert at the quarterback position. Their defense letting up an average of 8 points the last 2 games. Now, looking at the Bowling Green side of things, they have also won 5 straight. However, you look at the teams that they've been playing of late, they're mostly laying double digits in those contests. The last time they were priced here around a field goal, they were minus 3.5. They lost outright. 17-7 to Northern Illinois. So going up against the bigger teams here, which Miami of Ohio is, hey, I like the Redhawks here. Let's jump on Miami of Ohio +3 as the dog, kicking us off on Friday. We got night game up next, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, Nebraska and Iowa. Kinnick Stadium, Iowa City, Iowa. It's referred to as the Heroes game, the 55th meeting between Nebraska and Iowa. Looks like 10 to 15 degrees here in Iowa City, clear and cold. So, hey, if you're going to the game, make sure to put on a jacket because you're going to need it. 10 degrees, man. 39.5 being the total. Iowa -3 in the hook as the home favorite. The Hawkeyes come in 7-4 on the season. Nebraska 6-5. Not necessarily a lot to play for in terms of like what it's going to do for each of these two teams going forward. They're both in bowl games. Neither one is going to the Big Ten championship game. But hey, as sports bettors, it's always good to find an angle. And I think we got one here, guys. Nebraska and Iowa. First off, I'll talk about the Iowa side. They've won 8 of the last 9 in this series. If you're looking at it sidewise, this is a game that goes Friday after Thanksgiving for multiple years now. But looking at Iowa, the number 1 over team in the country, 9-2 to the over. The last couple seasons, we've known them as a huge under team, and the market just really has not kind of come in tune with what Iowa is doing offensively. I mean, 9 out of 11 games smashing the over. They're a better offensive team than we've come to know. And yes, 9-2 overall for the season is an angle to pay attention to, but even more so in the matchup handicap, guys, I have Nebraska circled as an over team right now. It's because offensively they've struggled this season. However, they made a change at the offensive coordinator position. And if you've been watching the show, one of the best ways to win in this business, in my opinion, is find change and go from that point forward because it's harder on the odds makers. And sure enough, their new offensive coordinator, Dana Holgorsen, the offensive-minded kind of madman out there, wild hair on the sidelines, and 473 yards of offense last week against Wisconsin. So they found something offensively. I think they're going to be able to score. I'll ride that trend and that change at the offensive coordinator position. 7 of the last 10 in this series have gone to the over. We get 39 in a hook is the total. I think this gets into the 40s, guys. It's a low total. Now, granted, it is cold, but talking about everything we just did, let's go Nebraska and Iowa. Iowa City, Iowa, over 39.5 for the middle game on Friday. We got one more night game, guys. For a reminder, if you could comment below, anything is welcome. Your picks, where you agree, where you disagree. It helps out the algorithm growing the show, smashing that like button. Guys, if you're interested in premium picks, check them out, WagerTalk.com, Drew Martin Experts page. Hottest handicapper over the last 7 days. And also the last, year, 15 months, number one ranked in terms of football totals overall. So we got a lot of specials going. Thanksgiving Day, $69 special for a week of service. Also, Drew Year coupon code at checkout for 1 year, all access for just $3 a day. That's Drew Year at checkout. The coupon code's on my page, WagerTalk.com. One game left, guys, but first the recap, actually. I know you guys are on me for that. We did go 0-2 on Tuesday. Didn't have a play on Wednesday. We actually broke down the Thursday college football slate, and then we had the NFL show on Thursday. So I know a lot of you guys in the comments let me know that I went 0-2 on Tuesday we did for the show, but still 78-57 last 9 weeks. That's 58% winners. Giving out 4 free on the show, plus 13.3 units, $100 better, up $1,330. So hopefully go 2-1, if not 3-0 on Friday, leading us into the Saturday card. And the last game up, it's 7:30 Eastern on ABC, nationally televised matchup here, and a rivalry game. Clean, old-fashioned hate. Yes, that is the rivalry name between Georgia Tech and Georgia. 51.5 being the total. The Georgia Bulldogs minus 19-point home favorites. Georgia comes in 9-2 on the season. Power rating wise, they're up there near the top. You could make the argument, maybe the top. Georgia Tech coming in 7-4 on the season, but the ultimate equalizer here, guys, near 3 touchdown favorites. That's the Bulldogs at home. Sanford Stadium, Athens, Georgia. Does look like 30 degrees here. Clear and cold. AccuWeather, the site I like to go off of for weather projections, actually says this in the projection. Bundle up for the football game. So it's going to be cold in the Peach State here. Georgia Tech, the Yellow Jackets, kind of running a 2-quarterback system. Their starter for the season, Haynes King, athletic guy. I think a really good college quarterback, but he's been banged up. Throwing the football down the field has been a little bit of a Achilles heel, if you will. But they got a freshman, Aaron Philo. He comes in 265 yards last week of passing against NC State. And if you remember, Georgia Tech, they beat Miami the game before that, 28-23. So beating the U outright as the dog. Now they're going up as the dog again here against Georgia. And Georgia 9-2 on the season. However, 3-8 against the spread. They have not been covering numbers, and they're 1-8 their last 9 as a favorite. So in terms of being favored, this is not a team you want to be laying a whole bunch of points with. And Kirby Smart, their head coach, he comes from the Nick Saban coaching tree on the defensive side of that as well. He just doesn't care about covering numbers. We've seen it year after year. We're obviously seeing it this year. Plus the fact you add on, if Georgia wins this game and they win the SEC, they're going to get a bye in the playoffs anyway. It doesn't matter how much they win by as long as they just keep winning. And look at this series as well. This is another thing to kind of bring up in the handicap. Georgia has fallen short of covering the last 2 point spreads by a pretty wide margin. Last year, they fell short by 17 against the spread points. 2 years ago, by 2 full touchdowns. That's over 30 ATS points against the spread points, short of what the odds makers are projecting against Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech's a tough football team in the trenches. I don't think Georgia's going to be able to kind of roll them over, like against UMass last week or something like that, even though UMass actually ran the football against Georgia. I wouldn't be surprised if Georgia Tech, a team that has a high time of possession, in terms of controlling the football, shortening the game, if they're able to punch it in the end zone a couple times, I think they stay within this number, and I think they're able to do so, guys. So catching the plus 19, it opened 20. Some shops even getting to 18 and a hook here. So we are seeing Georgia Tech money, Yellow Jackets money, Ramble and Wreck money, plus 19. That's going to be the bet for the nightcap here. Georgia Tech plus 19. In recap, we're on Nebraska and Iowa over 39.5. And we got Miami of Ohio kicking us off plus 3 underdogs. Guys, that does it for the Friday show. Come back and join us tomorrow for the Saturday show. I'm Drew Martin. Check it out. Cash those tickets. Smash that like button. Comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your Friday.